So in review, Stacy Lytle, book author. She has 5 books out, 4 that are available for purchase. And the main thing that I learned from this is she didn't write books necessarily to grow rich. She first wanted to just make sure like she had great knowledge and perspective, and she just wanted to at least get that out, minimally at least for herself. And then hopefully if it sells, it gets to other people and she can touch other people. A couple of things that stood out to me, she's a big fan of print on demand. Reduces some of the risks and costs over doing a typical publisher. And also, she, instead of like starting a book from scratch with no network, it took her 25 years to kind of get the first book out, but she also was like having a professional career and had a personal network and a professional network that then she could like push that book too. And so it was a huge actual marketing advantage to almost even wait to have that network to be able to push out. So thank you, Stacy, so much, and we appreciate your time, and good luck with your next books. Hi, I'm Ryan Vasso with the Venture College, a program within the College of Innovation Design at Boise State. The Venture College helps students and community members launch their ideas beyond the classroom and turn those ideas into startups, lifestyle businesses, side hustles, and other ventures. With the COVID-19 situation, we know that more and more people in our community and throughout Idaho, beyond just students, will be looking for ways to generate extra income. That's why we've started the Side Hustle series. We will be talking to successful entrepreneurs about starting and growing side hustles that can be done from just about anywhere in the world. If you're interested in learning more or need some help, contact us at venturecollege@boisestate.edu or go to our website to learn more. Also, watch out for our social media accounts for the next installments of the Side Hustle series. Hello everyone, I'm here with Stacy Lytle, author of 5 books, 4 which are available on Amazon. Stacy, tell us about your books.
Hey Ryan, thanks for having me. I would love to tell you. So I've got a couple of different books on education. I'm going to start first though with the one that means the most to me. The one I started with, the first one I actually published, it's called The Glitter Keeper. And this is a book that I wrote for women, children, and men. It's a story about the struggle that we have of trying to fit in with everybody and be like them, and then finally embracing who we are and being able to stand out and be the person that we're meant to be, rather than trying to fit in and be like the crowd, be like everyone else. So that's a book that's meant a lot to me. There's a lot of background with it. A lot with that one that really touches me. After that, I did a couple more on education. This one is a fun one that is called Insanely Inspiring Writing Prompts for Littles, Middles, and Biggles. And in this one, I write a lot about helping kids and adults with writing. I found that a lot of people are either struggling with writing because they don't believe in writing or they hate it. And I think that that doesn't need to be the case. We just need to show a different way to writing, and writing from the heart rather than writing to do all the mechanics of writing. So totally different approach to that. Yeah. And I love it, and it's helped a lot of people. I have a lot of classrooms throughout the world who are using that one, and it means a lot.
Let's pause for just a second, and we'll get to the other ones, because I have a few questions around that. So let's just the example you gave about the prompts of writing. Why do a book? What was the motivation? Like, obviously, I think like more and more there's like blogs and online articles. What was the motivation of doing an actual physical book?
The book there's a lot of resources. Like you said, you could go on, you could find the blog, you could do a lot of things, but having something in hand that you can give to a child who's struggling, or a child who loves to write, or give to a parent who's trying to help their kids, or to a struggling adult who really wants to learn how to express themselves, because that's really what it's all about. It's about learning to use our expression muscle, get our words from here and here out on a piece of paper. And having this resource at our fingertips I found really, really helpful, because it's something, it's a tiny book that they can throw in a backpack, they can have in a desk drawer, wherever. It was something that I think was just really necessary for a lot of classrooms. And it was that extra little piece of help that people needed. So
that makes sense. And then, so I get the value to like your end customers, the motivation for you, like getting into these books. Is this just like a passion? Like, did you grow up as a little girl, like thinking I want to have several books published? Was this a side hustle? Like, I think I can actually make some money off of this. Like, what was the motivation?
Great question. So when I was 16 years old, I was in a high school creative writing class. And there was one particular day that I knew this is what I'm going to do with my life. And I decided I wanted to be a children's author. I wanted to write books for children. And then that's evolved because now I write for women and I write for adults. I don't just write for children, but it was a lifelong dream. Now, in saying that, I'm going to tell you it took me over 3 decades to finally have enough courage to bring that dream to pass.
Okay,
so,
that's what I was gonna ask. Define that? Because like, was it courage to commit that time? Was it like a money investment? Like what culminated in that courage needed to even get started?
Okay. So honestly, the courage really had nothing to do with finances. I mean, that's a piece,
Yeah.
but that's the easiest part. The hardest part is believing in yourself. And what it took was me finally deciding I love this work enough that if no one else on the planet ever picks up these books and reads them, it's okay.
Yeah.
They mean enough to me that I'm going to invest the time and I'm going to invest my heart. And when I made that decision, everything fell into place.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's keep going with some of the other books that you have.
Okay. So another one I wrote, I've been a home educator for 25 plus years. So I wrote this book. It's called The Joyful Journey of a Homeschool Mom, a peek into what I know for sure. And I wrote it from a perspective of writing to myself as a new homeschooling me. Dear new homeschooling mom, these are all the things I wish I'd have known.
Yeah.
And that one has sold, oh gosh, so many copies because home education is becoming a rage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are like, I need to do something different for my kids. And really the theme throughout that book is you're going to be okay. Your kids are going to be okay. They're going to be so much better than okay. So that one was a lot of fun to write. A lot of stories about our family, our trials, our struggles, our triumphs, all of those different things. So a lot of fun, a lot of just little pieces, little nuggets in there to help families, help parents through that struggle.
Okay, so on that one, let's go back to motivation. On that one, like, do you write that? Because obviously you've already kind of gone through the homeschooling phase or like kind of weaning out, right? So it's like, are you writing that more as like a legacy helper for other people? Or my mind always goes back to money. Like at what point are you writing this to say like, I think there's an actual market opportunity to like grow sales? Because you said that was like a hotter book. Did you write that thinking, boom, let's take advantage of the market? Or was it just like, this needs to be written and let it be what happens?
I will be honest, every single thing I write with the thought that there's someone out there who needs this.
Okay.
The sad truth is when you're an author, you don't make money off of books. I make my money when I go speak, when I share, and when I sell. I don't make money off of books. Let me ask you,
can you lose money on books? Like,
I have never lost money on books because I have a big enough market.
Okay.
Do I know other authors who've lost money? Absolutely.
Let's back up on that. On the market, so you already have like kind of a market or a following. What have you done in the past to get that market so that you were ready to give them a book?
Well, as far as the education pieces, those are a pretty easy one because I travel for speaking, for presenting, for helping with things. So those books are just an easy go-to. People know me, they know my name, and there's some comfort in that. So when you put a book out there like, okay, she's done this, she's been doing this for 25 years,
yeah,
and I need a piece of that. I need some comfort. She must know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
The other ones, I think it's word of mouth. It's people who look at you, they know who you are. I'm out in the business world. I'm in parenting and working with a lot of families in different realms. And so I think it's just people getting to know you, being authentic, being real, and people want more of that.
Got it. So is it fair to say, like you kind of at the start mentioned how it took you, 25 years of courage to kind of build up, to build it up to write the book. But at the same time, it sounds like that was beneficial in getting a following and a brand reputation of yourself,
yeah,
which then allowed you to sell those books to people that already trusted and believed in you.
I think so. I think that's, it kind of went hand in hand. I don't think I realized it at the time,
sure.
But in doing this, and when I'm coaching people in writing, one of the things I tell them is, please don't wait 3 decades to have enough courage to do this. Just go out and make it happen. Just
Yeah.
believe in your dreams enough that you're willing to do it. So
Makes sense. Makes sense. So do you like, can you walk through the logistics of, do you do print on demand, or how do you like walk us through the process? Like, how do you even like get your books from like idea to actual like physical paper?
perfect. So I think I'm going to use this one. This is my latest one. I don't know how well you can see that. It's called
Yep.
She Is. This one was a huge labor of love. And the reason I'm going to focus on this one is there's a lot of aspects that went into it.
Sure.
And I have artists from all over the world in this book. So a lot of it was reaching out and finding the right people that were the right fit. And I knew it instantly when I met them or we conversed online to try to find those pieces.
Can you define that though? Like, are you, I don't even know what that means. Is that like someone on Facebook in Africa that you're like, hey, I'm writing a book? Like, what do you, like, walk me through even what that means?
Okay. So basically what I did is I went to artist pages and I introduced myself. If they had a piece of artwork that I fell in love with, I made an introduction to them. I have artists in here
Instagram
from
or Facebook or what?
Yeah,
what's
I went through Facebook. That was the easiest way to do it. Now, the challenge is we don't all speak the same language.
Sure.
So it was a challenge at times, but we made it through. It was amazing to me.
Yeah.
And meeting with these ladies, and I have one that you're just amazed at who they are. And even though they live clear across the world, we're so much alike.
Yeah.
So it was connecting with all these people that needed to bring this work to pass, because what I could have added was just one piece of it. There was so much more. So
Yeah.
it was finding all of the people that needed to be there.
Yeah.
And then you put into place things like having a perfect editor. I have editors. I have people who do book formatting for me. So you have to have a team. This isn't something you do on your own, not if you want to do it well.
Are you talking about, so even on the, like, illustrations, I totally get, like, illustrated book, but like, even if you were just like writing, here's my straight up, just text only book, a team is still necessary, at least on certain components.
Oh my goodness, yes. So 2 of these books are just text. Actually, 3 of them are just text.
Yeah.
And definitely, I have an editor, I have book formatters, because I may not catch some of those errors or some of those thoughts that need to be in there. So my editor is fantastic, because one of the things she'll do for me is, when I was writing The Glitter Keeper, there was a point in this book where she said, I think there's something deeper in this. I think there's something more you want to share. And so we bounce back and forth with each other. So it just enriches that process.
So are you paying this person, or how like, I assume you're paying an editor how's it work?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And
I pay my editors.
Like, you Google, like, how'd you find your first editor?
I have a friend who's an editor, I worked with her. So, and I know several other editors. My very first artist, my very first illustrator for The Glitter Keeper.
Yeah.
I found her. We sat together on a couch and we talked, and I just shared with her what my vision was. And together she and I were able to create this. So it's really just, is that my computer flipping out?
I think you're good on my end.
Am I good? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So it was just creating something together and being able to communicate through that process. So once I had all of these people on my team to make this process happen, I did a lot of research into whether or not I wanted to find publishers to work with or publish on demand. After visiting with multiple authors and going to a lot of extensive research on this, the consensus really was online or on-demand publishing. It's the way to go at this point. Yeah. It was an amazing choice.
And just for our audience, that means like if someone buys the book on Amazon, at that point, essentially gets created, printed, and shipped, correct?
Correct. That is correct. I think that one of the things that happens for a lot of people, if they don't have the financial backing, and it doesn't have to be really expensive to do a book, that you can work through all of these things. Some of them may choose to go with a publisher. For me, it just was not what I wanted to do. I have been encouraged, having all of these books now, that I really should find a publisher. I may and I may not.
Yeah.
I don't see the benefits high enough at this point because you pay a lot to a publisher.
Yeah.
So, there's some pros and cons to all of it.
So if I don't go the publisher route and I do print on demand, how much does it cost? Like just ballpark, like what does it cost me to get to the point where it's on Amazon ready for print and demand? Because you're talking about like a team of editors and team of this, and like, are we talking like several $1,000s, $10,000 plus? Like I have no idea what type of range we're talking about.
Those are great questions. So every book is different. I'll be honest with that.
Yeah.
If your book is text only, like a couple
let's
of
just talk
these,
text only. Yeah.
Text only isn't going to cost you much. Probably $500.
Okay. And that's just someone mainly just like walking through, making sure like.
And honestly, you know what? I should probably raise that. Probably $750.
Yeah.
Because,
it's always higher, Stacey. It's always higher.
Probably about $750 would be appropriate. It depends. Now, my editing, because my background is very much in writing, there isn't a lot of editing that needs to happen.
Sure.
If you need a lot of editing, your price may go up a little bit more on that. So I would say, $750 to $1,000, you could have a book published. If you're going the route of hiring illustrators and purchasing artwork and things like that, obviously your costs go up a lot. And your costs in printing go up substantially as well.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah. And then going on the print on demand, just the logistics. So if I'm on Amazon, I hit buy. Like, what happens with you? Do you have to do anything, or is it pretty much all self-automated from Amazon side?
I do absolutely nothing once that book is set on Amazon. So I work through KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. They're a subsidiary of Amazon. And it makes it very, very easy. It used to be called CreateSpace. CreateSpace was purchased out by KDP, and they're great to work with. I've checked into a couple of others, and I've always gone back and been most pleased with KDP. So it's a pretty easy process to do, and I have a little spider trying to join our screen.
All good.
So it's an easy process to go through. Once everything is set, I don't do a single thing. Those books are out there, and they do what they do. Each month, I get a royalty check, just a deposit that goes into my accounts, and that's it. So I don't have to.
That was my other question. Is like, you just get a monthly, like essentially I assume there's some fixed cost to print it. They sell it for X, you get somewhere in the middle.
Exactly. Okay. So to be quite honest, you don't make much when you work through Amazon. I also have books with Barnes and Noble. I make a little bit more there. So you can have your books on multiple sites.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to look at when you're doing this, is looking at all of the different avenues that you can put your work out there. Amazon is a great one because people know about it, and it's very easy to find. It's very easy to work with.
Yeah. Okay. And then if, I guess, are you, besides just having it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, are you actively like trying to market this and get this out? Or is it just kind of like, if it takes off, it takes off? Does that make sense? Like, you let it organically, you try to like push it through?
When I speak at events, I push them, and I sell a ton of books at events. Okay. That is a big, big market for me. Besides that,
and I assume you make more that way? I'm
definitely.
Assuming like someone clicking on Amazon and printing it.
Absolutely. As an author, if you are able to present your books, if you're a speaker or what have you, and you're able to present them, you do make a lot more, because I can order my books for a discounted price and not have to deal with all the Amazon pricing.
Yep.
Because I can order directly from KDP and get those books at my cost. Which then the benefit to that to my customers is I'm able to give them a discount. So I discount my book prices when I have someone in person.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then as we wrap up, was there any other, I think we got through most of your books. Was there any other books that you wanted to mention that we didn't get to?
I'll show you. This is the very first one I did. It's called Funology, The Science of Having Fun. And that was also a book on education. That one I may rewrite, and I may put it out on Amazon. Right now it's not. It's a bonus one that people get when they come to events, and I have it there. but it's been fun. So really this one is the latest one that I did. And
it's like really good timing for like what's going on in America right now with all the stuff. It seems like very, very on point.
Yeah, it's been a fun process. And, you know, you asked about, do I ever self-promote these? And the She Is book, I did put out at Mother's Day and sold a lot of them for Mother's Day, because there were a lot of people who are like, yeah, I need the perfect gift for someone. Yeah. And it went to mothers, and then I saw it go to sisters and to children and a lot of people. So, you know, we do what I think, what you feel comes to you, that's where you take it to. Knowing that the goal behind writing a book and putting this work out there is that you're doing it to touch someone's life. You're not necessarily doing it to go out there and become a millionaire. Would that be a bonus? Heck yeah. But, you know, it's all good. It's there to touch lives.
Makes sense. So in review, Stacy Lytle, book author. She has 5 books out, 4 that are available for purchase. And the main thing that I learned from this is she didn't write books necessarily to grow rich. She first wanted to just make sure like she had great knowledge and perspective, and she just wanted to at least get that out, minimally at least for herself. And then hopefully if it sells, it gets to other people and she can touch other people. A couple of things that stood out to me, she's a big fan of print on demand, reduces some of the risks and costs over doing a typical publisher. And also, you know, she, instead of like starting a book from scratch with no network, it took her 25 years to kind of get the first book out, but she also was like having a professional career and had a personal network and a professional network that then she could like push that book to. And so it was a huge actual marketing advantage to almost even wait to have that network to be able to push out. So thank you, Stacy, so much. And we appreciate your time, and good luck with your next books.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening. While you're waiting for the next episode, feel free to contact us or follow us on social media.